What, no countdown? Alright. Welcome everybody to the Conspiracy Wars. My name is Kyle. I'm Evan. Alright, cool. So, how's it been for you? Chevy? Another work week done. Oh yeah. It almost feels like the regular news week has been kind of quiet for Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, things kind of on the drop down. They tend to do that, and then I bet you over the Christmas break something heavy will happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Like when did COVID happen? When was that kind of announced? Wasn't
After.
It was like in the spring.
No,
It was like in the dead of winter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was cold out and everyone was already like sick and whatever, from
it was
winter colds.
Yeah, I was at Blue Mountain. It was January, February.
Okay.
Like, we remember when it happened because we were on vacation for that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember we came back from Cambodia and we were going, hey, that's weird. Hong Kong's acting like this in the airports. Whatever. Crazy Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was sometime after we did a skiing trip. And we're up at Blue Mountain and we're watching the news going, Pandemic? Who cares about that? And then we put on something else.
Right.
I do remember at the time we were more concerned over the Conor McGregor fight. Because, he was fighting somebody. And that I stayed up all night just to be disappointed.
With the Conor McGregor?
Yeah, he beat the guy up with his shoulder.
Okay, so first of all, stayed up. So what was this thing started at like midnight or something?
Yeah, it started later, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to stay up till like really late.
Yeah.
And then what, Conor beat the guy up with his shoulder?
Yeah, it was like over super quick. He just like threw his shoulders so hard it knocked him out.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, dude, strong,
right.
No doubt. But like, I stayed up all that time for that and forego all the like learning what is this pandemic thing, which it was like totally over our head. We're more concerned about like cooking meals for everybody and
right.
Yeah, getting to the ski hill and stuff like that.
So where's the ski hill?
Blue Mountain. Oh, yeah, you're an out of towner. You might not know.
Yeah, Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain. Yeah, it's near Barrie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too far away, about 3 hours.
Is
drive.
it actually a mountain?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For me personally, because I don't ski or snowboard, I was trying snowboarding that time.
Okay.
And that was the first time, and I suck. Like the kid hills are too much for me. So like for me, like that is a monster. There's no way. But I've heard other people that are used to skiing that really like it, like Blue Mountain, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ski?
I have. Yeah, I have skied.
Ski or snowboard?
Ski.
Ski?
Yeah, I've never snowboarded, no.
But can you ski?
I can stand on skis. Yeah. Yeah. I've gone down a hill. Yeah. I, being in BC there, we had this hill right by my city called Sun Peaks, and it was quite nice. Like they had a couple of double black diamonds and stuff, like some heavy runs where it's like you're starting at the top of a mountain and like going down, and like forest and rocks and cliffs.
We have an even closer one in Milton. What's that called? Kelso or something?
Mm-hmm.
And that one, I failed at that one too. Tried again.
Right.
I didn't want to just one and done. Give it a real college try.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like snowboarding. I don't like it.
No,
I can't do it.
I remember like going when I was in elementary schools. I think when it started, they had some program, where they take you up there, right? You sign up and then they take all the kids up there, right, for a day at the hill. And it was they only had like 10 spots that they could do for if you signed up that you could do for snowboarding, and then the rest had to be all skiing. And so like right away, like the snowboarding stuff filled up and I couldn't get in.
Sure.
I tried. I was like, oh, I want to do the snowboarding, but no go. So I had to do the skiing, and I thought, that was fun enough and whatever. But everyone that was doing snowboarding, because like they hadn't done it before, they had a really hard time. And like one of them even hurt her leg. I remember the one of the girls, she was like one of the kind of smart girls. And she like fucking twisted her leg or something like that, and had to like, she had a cast on it for like fucking, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Clumping around the school, and everyone's like, yeah, she got that on the snowboard.
Sure. Yeah.
But meanwhile, the rest of us who had never skied before were like going down these like hills, like starting at the top and just going in a straight line, like whoosh, because you're like on skis. It's like real easy to kind of get the hang of it. It's the stopping part and the slowing down that's hard.
Yeah. You got a pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza, French fry.
Pizza, French fry. And then, try and S your way down instead of going in a fucking straight line, right?
Yeah, just to prolong it a little longer.
Well, yeah, it takes off the speed too, right? Because you're like,
sure,
yeah, you're going sideways and stuff, so back and forth like that. But if you don't get the hang of it too much, you can fucking get carried away pretty quick. So,
oh yeah,
I had a couple of heavy ones. I got stuck in the powder, kind of went off to a deep end.
I was my first time, and this was on the smallest hill, like not even the bunny hill, the smallest hill. And I was falling a bunch of times, and me and my buddy that went, who was snowboarding for the first time as well, we were just kind of like sitting in the snow, just kind of like, this is dumb. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it another go. And it was a moment of, I'm doing it. And then I fell backwards, and I was wearing a helmet. Even wearing a helmet, the way I hit my head, I was like, this is stupid. I'm done. And I was looking down, like I have so much more hill to complete before I can even think about stopping. How am I going to do this?
Yeah.
So just try to keep low, crouch down, and go slow by slow.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to try and take it, as best you can.
Yeah.
Try not to fucking just like hit a tree, basically.
Say I did it, the whole time I'm thinking like lots of people die this way, and I understand how.
Yeah, right. Sonny and Cher, right? Like Sonny.
Yeah.
That's how he went, hitting a tree.
Liam Neeson's wife.
Hit a tree?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
She died here in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, in Quebec. Yeah, Mount Tremblant, I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, makes me wish I liked that, but I'll stick to skates for wintertime activity. I can ice skate. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to try this year. Yeah. Well, not try. I can. I got to force the wife to do it. She hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, we've got enough free rinks around here.
Yeah. Have you taken your kids yet?
Not yet. No.
No, they don't know how.
Yeah. No, I mean, like we go. I just haven't taken them yet this season because
oh, okay.
Still, not that cold yet.
So they already know.
Yeah, we take them every once in a while, right to the one right across from the field, Tim Hortons field.
Oh, there's one across from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, free one. Yeah, so they just fill it up, and so you can get on there on the weekend and stuff.
Yeah,
gets a little crowded sometimes, but
if it's free.
Yeah, I mean the kids, they get tired pretty quick. So I'd hate to have to go out and spend like $15 a kid or whatever they charge you at the rink,
Oh, they don't do nearly enough like they used to for the free rinks.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they used to be dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Wherever you turned, there was like a free rink for you to skate on. But yeah, not so much anymore. Sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good excuse to play hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least practice stopping. So you like, that was the one thing I made sure I taught myself when I first got on skates is how to stop and put snow on people.
Oh yeah, the big shh.
Yeah.
Spray him with the snow.
Oh, what a fantastic asshole thing to do to people.
Yeah. Totally. Hey?
What up, losers? I love it.
How many times someone in the stands and you'd be trying to like get them, right?
Yeah. I couldn't skate backwards, but I could do that.
Oh, really? Couldn't skate backwards?
Oh, I can't skate backwards.
Oh, no. That's funny.
No, forwards is still even a challenge, but like, that stopping, I had that.
I took figure skating for a while, so I kind of have some of the stuff down, you know.
Oh, so you can do like a lot more than me.
I can do a little bit of spinning and stuff, you know. That's about as far as I could get.
Oh, so
I couldn't lift off the ground. That's why I never made it anywhere. I can't get off.
Super related to that is the guy who brought me to karate. His other activity that he does that he's super into is roller skating.
Oh, interesting. Do they have roller rinks still?
Yeah,
they do. Eh?
A lot of them.
Really?
Yeah, him and a group of people go rink to rink. There's like
really. So what do they do? Like, is it the same as back in the day? Like they just play music in the dark and you just roll around on a rink.
And people like you'll get like 5 to 10 people that all link up with arms and kind of dance with the song, and people that moonwalk, roller skate, and have their flips and tricks, and it's all done. They have guest DJs that come for the night.
Oh wow.
The biggest one in the land is in Buffalo. Rainbow roller rink or something.
Okay.
Nothing around Hamilton, which is
okay, nothing around Hamilton.
It used to. Yeah, Hamilton used to have a huge roller skating culture. Like downtown had the one where the women go around in a circle and bash each other up.
Right.
I forget what that's called.
Oh, roller derby?
Yeah, I think it's roller derby. That was really big here for a long time. We even had roller gardens. That's where I went for school trips all the time. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, mid 80s, mid to late 80s. All those music videos up on the screen while everybody skated around in circles.
Man. I went to a roller rink for my, I want to say like 12th or 13th birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right by our house there is this place, and that was a big roller rink, and then like eventually it got demolished, turned into a bar.
Yeah. But do you think if I strapped a pair of roller skates on you, you'd be able to translate some of the same tricks?
Yeah, I mean I can roller skate. I do roller skate sometimes. Like roller blade, I guess, you know.
Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think blade is different than the
4-wheel skate. Yeah, for sure.
And how people get like really into those, like the special kind of shoe that's on top, and what kind of bearings and wheel
for the blades,
or for
the other one.
The other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was showing someone who had lights in theirs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it has huge drag because it's generator.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not like an LED with a battery.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like every time you're rolling, that's creating the power. Hey, that's kind of cool. So as long as you're like pushing yourself along, you're lighting it up.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was a real cool chick attached to them with big dreadlocks and stuff.
I was gonna say that's like 99% women who are riding those things. You know, the 4-wheel ones.
Yeah.
There's not too many dudes that are rocking those.
Yeah. I think that was even in commercial for retirement, where like one guy, I saved for retirement, and and he's getting all ready, and the place that he's going out to is a roller thing where that disco ball and like all the confetti falling down. I'm like, shit, that looks like a wild party.
Yeah,
just for roller skating. I had no idea. Then I met this guy, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a huge thing. I'm like, whoa, no idea.
That's funny. I remember when I was a kid, like I wanted rollerblades so bad, and my mom like didn't want to get the rollerblade ones, right? Because they were really expensive. So she got me some knockoff brand, you know, like blade rollers or whatever, it's the backwards name. And the only ones she could get me, they were like fucking black with hot pink liner all around them. Like the tongue was hot pink and stuff like that.
Okay.
And somehow she was like, "Don't worry, like it's black enough that I don't think the hot pink kind of looks cool even for a guy." She's trying to sell it to me, because it was like obviously that must have been the one that was on sale or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's not pink; it's light red.
Yeah,
yeah,
too funny. But like, yeah, I had those forever, and I would fucking ride those around. People would always give me shit. Oh, nice pink fucking rollerblades.
It sounds like the ones that I was given as a kid for the same thing, because we don't have the money to get you the real ones,
right?
Was it like a plastic hunk that didn't have an actual shoe?
Yeah, it was just like a plastic boot, like a black plastic boot, with
and you put your actual shoe in it.
No.
Oh, that's the one I had.
You put your own shoe inside of it?
But mine was green, but it was like neon colored, where it was like, shit, I think I got the same one.
That would be so fucking huge.
Oh, it was massive.
To put your shoe inside of it, man, that would have to be so big.
Already, rollerbladers didn't look cool, and I was below that.
Right.
Yeah. Like I looked
funny.
poor.
Right. You put your shoe right in it. You don't even have to take them off.
Yeah, with these huge buckles like you would do for ski boots.
Sure.
Yeah. Like clip them in and.
Oh yeah, it was funny. I always used to get that kind of thing. Like I remember I wanted, I wanted to get a snowboard. I told my mom, like, I want to get into this and try, snowboarding or whatever. So she got me this like knockoff fucking snowboard that was like, half the size of an actual snowboard, and like, almost like a banana board. If someone was like, "Oh, get me a skateboard," which is another thing, I was like, "Oh, get me a skateboard," and she got me a banana board.
Oh
that
my
was
god!
Like, and everyone's got once they're doing kick flips. I tried to do that.
Yeah,
she got me a banana board.
But at the same time, like in California, everybody has a banana board.
Sure.
Like she did the right thing, just for like
in the wrong place.
The wrong place, the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A banana board would be all right to like get around if you were like going, I guess going to be like skating to get around or whatever. But like people want those boards so they can like learn to do tricks and stuff like that. It's not about getting around.
Oh, wait. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Banana board's the big one, right?
Yes.
Oh,
no. Banana board is the little tiny one that's like small like a banana. But the long boards, that's what you're thinking about. They're like long, kind of like it's like a giant version of a banana board.
So I'm thinking of the other name of it is penny boards.
Which are the small ones?
They're small and they're plastic.
Yeah.
And they're either like neon green or like neon red or neon
but
yellow.
They look like a bullet almost, like how a skateboard you can flip it around, right? And ride either way. This was like flat at the back and then, bullet shaped at the front, right? So you could only ever ride it one direction, right? There's no turning it around and trying to ride it backwards or anything, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah. And those like we had my wife's family, they went down to California and they saw that was all the rage there and bought them and brought them back. And they're just like, penny board. I'm like going, they're like, what's that about? Like we saw them in California. They love them down there. Like, oh, okay. So that's a thing. So she did the right thing. Just, I know what you mean though. You were looking for the other stuff.
Well, also, I mean, like, I don't know where she got it, but like, I'd never once ever seen anyone in the city ride that before. Like I see people riding skateboards everywhere. Like, when I was a youth, like skateboards were fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
and they were all the same skateboards.
Yeah,
they're all this exact same style. So
at least looking like they were all different.
I mean, you had the regular, like the ones that you could learn to do tricks on that like 90% of people had. Then there was like 10% of people that had like, or I guess like 8% of people that had like the fucking, the really bad skateboard that's like the banana board that I talked about, but it was a giant size skateboard version of it, right? So it's like it's flat at the back, but then bullet pointed, so you can only drive it in one direction ever. There's no flipping it around or doing tricks. It's strictly just for like getting around on.
Yeah.
But they always had the shittiest wheels too, right? So it's like you're cruising along and the first fucking little tiny pebble you hit, poof, you go flying.
Wonder where they were using it. Maybe California has like nice smooth pathways.
I don't know. I don't even. That's what always fucking got me about skateboard guys. Like, I remember one time trying to get into skating. A friend lent me his board. He's like, "Oh, here, man, you can borrow my board. I haven't been skating very much, and if you like it, you can buy it off me. I'll sell it to you for like $40." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, that'd be great." So I fucking took it home, and I just tried it's on the road, and just tried putting my foot on it and tried fucking just pushing along the road and trying to ride it. So I get going, and then I'm standing on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. And then hit the fucking tiniest rock, and I just go flying and scrape my fucking knees, like both my knees scraped right up. And I was like, all right, fuck this.
Yeah. I had one for less than a week.
Yeah. Well, because it's a fucking commitment. You got to be ready to like fucking fall and hurt your arm and like all kinds of pain you got to put into it to learn it, right?
Oh, I was doing that. And truthfully was feeling kind of sour on what you're describing. Just like, this is a lot of work. And then one guy like, hey, can I see your board? While I was hanging out over at Valley Park, and wanting to see my board was stealing it. And saw him running away with it, and I was like, whatever. Yeah, where's your skateboard? When I got home, my parents, where's your skateboard? Got stolen. They were mad. Let's go get it. That's your skateboard. Nah. I was kind of like, let's just let it go.
He looked like a violent guy. I don't
know. Let's just let it go. Maybe skateboarding isn't for me.
Yeah,
it was an unfortunate situation. Yeah. Yeah, and I thought I had another thought. Don't matter. Yeah. So getting around by skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never happened for me, but
yeah.
I was never a skateboard guy. I tried to, I got into the rollerblades though. Like I said, the hot pink rollerblade setup, and I did that for a bit, but I never had the good rollerblades either. So it was like, those wheels did not move the same as the guys who had the cool rollerblades. Like they seemed to like glide along, and I'm going, got to push all my fucking weight to get some momentum going.
There's a set of rollerblades out there that has only 3 wheels, and I see those guys go up and down the beach fast, like faster than fast.
Right. Yeah.
One hand behind their back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I had a buddy that had those ones, and he would do, because he was like, oh yeah, I think he said they were called inline. And I think that was the difference. He's like, yeah, these are inline skates. And I was like, oh, is that the same as mine? He's like, no, these are like actual ones. So he like showed me, and like, so he could like fucking, the way his wheels were set up and whatever, he could spin around like ice skating. So he could turn around and then skate backwards and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, come up to steps and like fucking jump and land on, off the steps. Right. Whereas me, I couldn't do any movements. You could only go forwards because mine had the big fucking stoppers on the back, So if you got too fast, which could never happen unless you went down a hill, then you put your heel back and fucking stop yourself.
As it's going down. And I'd have to try to do that every time, because when I'm going down a hill, my wheels will start shaking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There I go. Yeah. Going for a tumble.
Yeah. No, I'd be fucking heel the whole way down a hill.
Try to make a T with the rollerblades to slow myself down.
Yeah, that doesn't work so well.
Yeah, it wears down the rubber on the wheels too.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're garbage pretty fast. Or at least the wheels are. And I rarely replace the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of forget about the whole. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll rollerblade later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But there is some fun in having only the poor stuff.
Right.
The stuff for the poor people. You
learn to appreciate things a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to try things a little bit and decide what I like and what I don't like and what I want to pursue. I imagine there's a lot of rich people that are just like, I'm into snowboarding now, and then get everything.
Yeah.
Like the best of everything. And then it's just like a thing that's inside of their house.
Right. Exactly. Whereas it, see, for me, like, yeah, if I really wanted to snowboard or fucking skateboard or whatever, I could have got the shitty one, which is kind of like to just get your feet wet, you know, and then be like, oh yeah, like this is okay, but I want the real thing still, and then save up for it or fucking ask for it the next Christmas or whatever, right? Just like prove that you really were into it and wanted to put some time into it. Like if your parents saw you outside rollerblading every day on your shitty rollerblades, you're like, can I get better ones? They'd probably like help you out, right? But for the sit in your closet and I go rollerblading like twice a season or something like that, you know, then it's like might as well just use the shitty hot pink ones.
Yep. I always do that. The first place I start a hobby, any hobby, is the dollar store.
Yeah.
Even for like prospecting, all my first stuff was from the dollar store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just bought a regular plate.
Yeah, a plate and a fucking little,
shovel,
a shovel and a hammer with a fucking, a pick on the end of it or something.
Yeah, and then just tested it out in a local forest. Like, oh, this is what it's like. Can I see myself doing this? How much is it for like a regular pan? $30? No problem. I'll get the real thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and what it cost me before, a couple bucks just to try.
Yeah.
And that stuff could go in the garbage, but I still save it. It's some of my favorite. It's the beginnings. and snowboarding, like you don't have to get the best snow pants. You can get like the bottom rung because you're only going out a couple of times to get your feet wet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need the ones that are like fucking keep you warm to minus 30 or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. In music, that is such a problem where it always feels like buying the newest thing will make it all better.
Right. Yeah, like, that's why guys like buy new guitars, right? Like they're always buying like, oh yeah, I got this new $3,000 fucking guitar.
Yeah. The wood was hit by lightning. It's the best of the best, and it was made by an artisan up in a mountain. Like it's gonna sound like I've seen those videos where they like, this is a $100 guitar and they play it through the same setup,
right?
And they go up in price to like a $10,000 guitar.
I bet you can't tell the difference after about $600.
You can, but it's so minute.
You'd have to be a pro, right, to tell.
Yeah. And then when you go back to like $100, you're like, oh, okay, I can hear the cheapness of it.
Mm-hmm. But that's where you get like once you get into the $400 or $500, and it's like, oh, now you've got some tech that like sounds like it's like almost as good as the real stuff, but it's not, you know?
Yeah, but even if you buy all of that tech, you still have to make the song. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course.
It's hard to tell like a guitarist, like, you only need an acoustic.
Yeah.
Like $100 and a lot of practice.
Yeah, wait until you got 100 songs and worry about what your guitar sounds like.
Yeah, practice playing songs over and over, and then buy the big amp.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can do that, then you're ready. But otherwise, you don't need to spend the money.
Yeah, I know nowadays, especially, like you don't need like fucking the big stuff at all, right? Because you're probably never going to get to use it. First of all. And then second of all, if you ever do, you can just rent it now.
Yeah.
Like you just have like, say, a little like small, like fucking good sized amp that's, in your basement or whatever, that's like can put out, and you could use it on a stage at like an open house or, whatever. And it would work out fine. Please, you could always mic that, right?
Yeah.
But then if it's like, oh, my band got a show, well, you go to Long and McQuaid and it's like $14 to rent a fucking huge amp for one day, right? Like it's not a big deal.
And then there is a huge butt in there.
When you think about like, oh, or I could spend like $1,200 to get a trainer or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like
there's a huge butt that's in there when you have money in your pocket and you walk into that store and you already have a guitar.
And you smell that new guitar smell.
Yeah, and you see that one on the shelf. The paint job is like more than perfect. The shape is just like you fall in love right away.
The attendant's sitting there fucking shredding, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute, let me feel that. And then like the neck feel. The neck just says like your fingers were made for me.
Yeah.
It is just perfect in every way. You're gonna buy that other thing or pedals. How many different effects you can just like, oh, I want to buy another one. I want to buy another one. $100 a pop.
Guitar
no
players, fucking, they're notorious for that, right? Now they've got those fucking, like pedal fucking, hubs where you can have like 14 different pedals on a fucking panel that you're stepping on.
Yeah, and then pedals become boutique. Eventide or like the pedals used to be $100 and now they're upwards of 1,000.
All of them, or can you still get like a blues driver for like $100 or
you still
whatever?
can. Yeah. You can get it for even 50.
That's all I would ever need when I was a kid was like, oh, I just need that amp and then the fucking, a real raunchy pedal so you can have the clean and then bam, 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 right in between there.
But and then there was DOD and Boss, those two companies that kept on coming out with pedals, and it was so collectible and amazing.
Right.
They had their own unique color. They had their own unique design. Mm-hmm. You had a distortion, a metal zone, a grunge, a like lunchbox or this phaser. And each one had its own like little twist to it. And then your sound could be dependent on like finding that one holy grail effect.
Yeah.
Like some were more coveted than others. And it was like this whole thing. But it's so much to keep up with, especially financially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can go all day about all the different things in the music instrument world that just wants to suck all the money out of you.
Yeah. My brother-in-law is like that. He's always like, oh, yeah, I just got a new guitar,
New
like
guitar stuff.
$1,200 or whatever, right? He doesn't have any kids or anything like that to worry about, right? So it's just like, oh, yeah. Makes lots of good money. So yeah, I just bought this, or I bought this new fucking board. I can DJ this and that and fucking mix up and, new speakers, and it's always something.
Oh, well, yeah. Clearly, because this isn't, there isn't a camera in here, you're basically looking at all the same stuff in this room. I'm that guy. I'm totally that guy, but just like lots of different bits and pieces. And actually, if I could share my own saga with music stuff, I jumped onto the music making program Ableton when it started.
Okay.
When I was a young lad, and like I knew I was on something special. So I remember I begged and pleaded for it when it came out. And I've been at it from the ground floor with another guy. And we don't talk anymore. So, as life goes. But as life went, I had his login, and I don't feel right about having that Ableton Live anymore. So I walked away from it some time ago when I was hard up for space on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, time to let this go. It's not right. I don't want his login for something on my computer. Like, cut that off.
Right.
And I tried to go with another one that was super cheap. Like, this is cheap and powerful. And a lot of people say like, no, this is way better. You should use this. And I had a hell of a time. I broke down and re-downloaded Ableton, and it was like a warm blanket. Oh, I missed it so much. And then just diving right back in.
Yeah. It's funny how that works, hey?
Yeah. Oh, I know where everything is.
Yeah, and how to use it, all the tools and stuff, hey?
It's a program. It's virtual. This is all inside of my head, but it feels like going into a factual room where just like, it was like your childhood home. Oh, I remember where all this is. It's still there. I love this.
Yeah, that's how I am too with Sony Vegas.
The program?
Yeah, for video editing and stuff. You can do it for audio, which I think would probably be good because it's Sony, right? So they've got lots of really good plugins and stuff for the audio.
Yeah.
But but I always found that it was really good for video editing. And, I was like, my idea was like, I'll just kind of learn on this and then I'll upgrade to, Adobe Photoshop or whatever it is,
Yeah.
And then I just never did because I just got really good at using Vegas and it did everything I needed to. So
yeah,
it's just about learning the workflow and how to make it work.
Yeah. And I am, that's what's keeping me on these hobbies here, especially with the podcasting or even doing the video editing. Each time I do it, I learn like a workflow shortcut. And like, I know people throw around that word workflow like it's like a buzzword.
Mm-hmm.
For me, what that means is like how I cut and paste things. How fast I can do that, what buttons I press to do that, at what stage I do what things. Like, no, you don't want to cut those up at this stage. You want to cut it up over here and at this time, and don't go down that path. You'll chase your tail like last time. That's what I'm getting faster and faster at, and
developing your process.
Yeah. That's goddamn, that's fun.
Yeah. It's wild how much fun you can have just working on something, and seeming busy.
But at the time, it's frustration.
And you're not doing it for anyone, basically, right? Like,
for love.
Yeah.
110%.
No one, you guarantee no one knows that you're doing it, right? Besides the people that you've told about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm throwing it off into the void because I love it.
Yeah.
I don't, the only thing I really hope is that somebody sees it.
That's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I really like the thought of just like building something and then walking away from it. Like, I'm like the type of person that would fake something in a forest.
Yeah.
Like set up a whole Blair Witch thing and just like walk away like,
yeah. Gotcha.
Just for the sake of like building. Just to like change something for a moment,
because nobody would expect it.
Yeah, and I'd like to try to figure out how I would do that for like some kind of a stage show. Those have been always the best. Movies, concerts, stuff like stuff I don't expect, and or even comedy. They lead you down this big path and they do callbacks towards the end.
Right. You're like, where the fuck are they going with this?
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, there it is. That's so cool. And that's a super hard art to pull off, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, you sound like you're just like up there going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did stand-up comedy a few times in my youth, and both times I fucking was quite the bomb.
Yeah, but that's, you know what? Mad respect. Glad you did it.
Yeah, me too. Because then I realized I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, it would take a lot of, getting used to. And so I had heard that the best way to learn stand-up or get used to it was to like go out there with no material and just try to wing it for the first 5 to 10 times, just so that you got used to like thinking quick on your feet and the pain of standing there while people are like, boo,
Yeah.
And you're just trying to get your way out of it and just survive for the 3 minutes or however long, and I couldn't do it, I guess. I tried and felt that sting and I was like, I don't think I could do it.
See, that's what I think that is useful and valuable. Also because of it shows whether you love something or not.
Sure, yeah.
So what I am equating like love in my head is when you eat shit and come back the next day. Like you love your group of friends when you did wrong and they're all like, fuck man, don't do that. And then you come back the next day. Yeah, I won't do that again. And then because you want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do that with my job.
Right.
because I want money tomorrow. So like I've eaten shit on the job. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. And then to have to go back the next day.
Yeah. Or even stay there.
Yeah. Or just go through the next moment.
Like the last job site I was on, I had a boss like kind of just like yelling at me one time over some shit. He was like, "Oh, you gotta fucking have this done like this and blah blah blah." And he was so pissed, and he was yelling at me just like in front of everyone that was around. You know, like everyone could hear him just yelling and screaming at me, and to the point that like later, as I was walking through, people were like, "Boy, he was really giving it to you." Hey,
yeah. I had one just today, even.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So even just to like, for the situation to make sense, you'd have to pretend like I'm a cashier at Best Buy. A customer came up to buy a TV. His Visa didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
He got mad and left, and then came back and said, "So where's my TV?" And I said, "But I told you right here, your Visa didn't work." "Well, I've been buying stuff here on my Visa all week. I don't understand this. Buy this TV right now." And then just like screaming about, oh my God, he was pissed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know why your Visa didn't work that day. That's a you thing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it doesn't work right now.
Yeah. But you know, I'm going to have to talk to the same guy eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a customer.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about
right.
Yeah. Nothing I could do about that. As long as he has an account in good standing order, he's going to be back tomorrow, or he's going to be back until we tell him, like, until you pay your bills, you can't come.
Yeah. Just kick him out of the store.
Which is
you're blacklisted, sir.
Well, which is what I found out when I called credit later to try to sort it out for him.
Right.
Not my job, but whatever.
He had horrible credit.
Apparently, yeah. But that's like way above, like, I don't even want to think about it type of thing. This is not my job. I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Tell me what you want. I'll get it for you. This machine says I can't get it for you. Okay. Next. That's it. But anyways, it's the love of the game. Mm-hmm. I've chosen to love this game of the work that I do. When it comes to any kind of like music stuff, no matter how much I stay away, and then when I go back, you know, there's that love. And I definitely keep that in mind with the things that I have around me today.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. If I realize that with that, like, maybe I should think about that with my wife, you know, and the people I have around me, and pay attention to that kind of stuff, because it kind of applies as above, so below. Yeah.
As always. Yeah.
As always. Yeah. Yeah. So, I know you got something called up. I just wanted to go over this video I found.
Great. I heard you wanted to talk about a certain family.
A certain family.
Is it the Paysor family?
Oh, it's a well-known family.
Oh, okay.
And this is how they affect our entire world today.
Uh-huh.
Where it started and why we're here.
31-year-old man in Cleveland, Ohio, controlled 4% of America's oil refining capacity. By 1880, he controlled 90%. By 1904, he controlled 91% of oil production, 85% of final sales, and had created the template for every monopoly that exists today. His name was John D. Rockefeller, and the system he built, the corporate structures he invented, the monopolistic tactics he perfected, they didn't die when Standard Oil was broken up in 1911. They evolved, they spread, and they control your life right now in 2025. The gasoline you pump, the drugs you buy, the tech platforms you use, the food you eat, the banks you borrow from, every single one uses the Rockefeller playbook. Vertical integration, horizontal consolidation, regulatory capture, tax-exempt foundations that shape policy, and market dominance so complete that competition becomes impossible. Rockefeller didn't just build an oil empire, he built the architecture of modern corporate control.
Daddy,
you cannot escape it, because the system isn't Standard Oil. The system is the method. And that method has been replicated by every dominant corporation for 150 years. Amazon uses it, Google uses it, Pfizer uses it, JP Morgan uses it. They all learned from the same blueprint.
So in research of this video, I was looking, how did the Rockefellers affect Canada in the early days? Like what was their in? How do they affect us? And our railroads in between Montreal down to Detroit, going through Toronto, Chicago, that whole through line was bought and paid for by him specifically.
Really?
Yeah. And his reasoning was, I want the business from Toronto and Montreal to reach this city here so I can do business. All right.
The Rockefeller blueprint. Control the supply chain vertically. Eliminate competitors horizontally. Capture the regulators. Use philanthropy to buy legitimacy. And when the government finally breaks you up, make sure the pieces you control are worth more than the whole. Let me show you exactly how Rockefeller built the system, how he used it to become the richest man in history, how Standard Oil's breakup actually made him richer, and why 114 years after that breakup, you still live in the world Rockefeller designed. Because understanding the system isn't academic, it's survival. The system is designed to extract wealth from you and concentrate it at the top. And once you see how it works, you'll see it everywhere. John Davison Rockefeller was born July 8, 1839 in Richford, New York. His father was a con man who sold fake cancer cures. His mother was a devout Baptist. This combination, the con man's ruthlessness and the Baptist's moral certainty, would define Rockefeller's entire approach to business. He would destroy competitors without mercy while believing God had chosen him to organize industry for the betterment of mankind. This wasn't hypocrisy. This was genuine conviction that his monopoly was moral because it brought order to chaos and efficiency to waste. In 1859, oil was discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania. The oil rush began. Thousands of prospectors flooded into western Pennsylvania to drill. Fortunes were made and lost overnight. It was chaos, boom and bust. Overproduction collapsed prices, then shortages spiked them. Rockefeller, who was 20 years old and working as a bookkeeper in Cleveland, saw opportunity, but not in drilling. Drilling was volatile, risky, dependent on luck. Rockefeller saw opportunity in refining, turning crude oil into kerosene for lamps. That was the real business. In 1863, Rockefeller invested $4,000 in his first oil refinery in Cleveland. Within 2 years, it was the largest refinery in Cleveland. But Cleveland had 30 refineries. Competition was fierce. Margins were thin. Most refineries operated at the edge of bankruptcy. This is where Rockefeller's genius emerged. He didn't try to compete on price. He tried to eliminate competition entirely. And he did it through a method that would become the foundation of corporate America. Vertical integration. Vertical integration means controlling every stage of production. Most refineries just refined oil. They bought crude from drillers, refined it, and sold kerosene to distributors. They controlled one step. Rockefeller decided to control all the steps. He bought the barrel-making factories, so he didn't have to buy barrels. He bought tank cars and railroads to ship his own oil. He bought his own warehouses for storage. He bought the distribution networks to sell directly to consumers. Every step that used to be a separate business generating profit for someone else, Rockefeller brought in-house. This gave him massive cost advantages. While competitors paid 25 cents per barrel from barrel makers, Rockefeller made his own for 15 cents. While competitors paid railroads to ship oil, Rockefeller owned the tank cars and negotiated secret rebates. The railroads paid him to ship his oil and charged competitors more. This wasn't just efficient, this was predatory. Rockefeller could sell kerosene at prices that put competitors out of business while still making profit. And that's exactly what he did. By 1870, Rockefeller created Standard Oil Company of Ohio. His refinery capacity had grown from one small plant to the largest refining operation in the world. But he still only controlled 4% of American refining. That wasn't enough. So Rockefeller launched the second phase of his strategy, horizontal integration. If vertical integration is controlling the entire supply chain, horizontal integration is buying or destroying every competitor. In 1872, Rockefeller initiated what historians call the Cleveland Massacre. Over 3 months, Rockefeller approached every refinery owner in Cleveland. He offered to buy their refineries. If they agreed, he paid fair market value and often hired them as managers. If they refused, he launched a price war. Rockefeller would drop the price of kerosene below cost. His competitors, who couldn't produce as cheaply, lost money on every sale. They had two choices: sell to Rockefeller or go bankrupt. Most sold. A few fought. They all lost. By the end of 1872, Rockefeller controlled.
So he's just kind of explaining there, just to say quickly, he he was a predator, and he learned that from his father selling fake cure for cancer.
That's wild.
He, through predatory methods, bankrupted an entire city's worth of industry to make him the sole industry within that place.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Today we have Walmart, we have Amazon, we have businesses that have done the exact same thing, and now we're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, what are we gonna do?
What can we do?
He proved that this way works, so everybody copied him,
right?
And now we're stuck here. I don't know a way out. So, like, a part of this is when everyone's like, buy mom and pop.
Right.
Be careful of big pharma.
Right.
Because they, sure as shit, like you said at the beginning, like the medicine is involved with this.
Mm-hmm.
So any of these COVID cures and all that during this time, what do they have to do with that?
They would have been the ones that are, funding the labs that do the research on it and stuff.
So we've spoken many times about this family. Do they not own the media as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Rockefeller and Rothschild are probably two different things.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. There, the Rockefeller is one of the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. So there's like there's Rothschild, there's Rockefeller, there's there's like fucking Pillsbury, DuPont. There's
DuPont.
There's lots of them. Which it's funny that Candace just brought up DuPont being somehow connected to possibly plotting an assassination against her or something.
I'd believe it.
Yeah. She was like tracking it back to the, it all comes back to this French stuff. Cause right. She was doing all that Brigitte, that stuff. Brigitte. Well, it's like she's pulled this thread that's leading to all these places. Like, Brigitte was, connected to, the Stanford prison experiments. And you remember that? You ever heard of those?
That was the jail one, right?
Yeah, where they like split people up into guards and then prisoners, and then they noted that the people who were guards like power tripped and were right. Well, so like that was kind of set up to produce that whole outcome basically, so that they could tell people, hey, this is how people react, so that people think that now. Basically, it puts it out there in the zeitgeist, how we were saying almost like, placebo, nocebo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now people get that and they're like, oh, well, that's a mob mentality, right? But like, maybe there isn't really a mob mentality. It's just you think there's a mob mentality, so you get into that mob mentality, right? It's like they've created it by making you think that it exists, but it doesn't. Yeah.
There. I think there's a lot of that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the movie with Steve Carell and Channing Tatum where it's based on the DuPont guy?
No.
And the wrestling team?
So that guy was a DuPont?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know what you're talking about. What was that called? It was like
what was it called? But
fuck.
I can't suggest it I watched it.
I remember it, and I know it's a real story too, right? Like it's a famous like a history story because they're like two brothers, and then the one brother kills the other one or something at the end.
No, not the brothers.
Oh no,
the DuPont guy killed him.
One. Oh, really?
Yeah. So the story kind of goes like the Olympians and athletes are always hurting for money, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Channing Tatum is an athlete, and Mark Ruffalo is his brother.
Okay.
So Mark Ruffalo is just like coach, regular dad, and he's barely in the movie. Channing Tatum is a probably on the spectrum, maybe hitting the head, and trying to be an Olympic athlete. Steve Carell is the DuPont guy, and then takes a shine to this guy, and then starts his own. I want to do an Olympic wrestling team, and makes friends with Channing Tatum. Rapes him at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
I don't know. Like, it takes him to parties, and then like giving him cocaine.
Okay.
You know, and it escalated to the point where the DuPont guy shot the Mark Ruffalo character because he went to confront him, like, yo, what's going on, my brother? He's all messed up now.
Yeah.
You know, he got involved with this guy with cocaine and these rich people, and it's all weird, and he's getting raped, and you don't like what's going on, you know, but he can't speak out about it because, you know, money's coming in.
So the DuPont guy raped him?
Oh, yeah.
Or just took him to a party that he got raped at?
All of it.
Oh,
all of it.
Interesting.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah. Eyes wide shut kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah. That they would pop up. Yeah. So they're one of the bloodlines, right? So, I mean, there's 13 of these fucking bloodlines to go back. And then, I don't think that it includes the royal family. They're
not the Windsors?
No, they're involved, but I don't think, because I think that they are at the center.
Are they the salt company as well?
What salt company?
Windsor Salt.
I don't know.
They're like the only going salt company. Maybe that's
the salt monopoly.
Yeah, they have the salt monopoly, enslaving African people.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, that's where I heard was some of our salt comes from.
Interesting.
Yeah, table salt.
I don't think there's any relation, but there very well could be.
Yeah. Yes, there are these families. Like the Eyes Wide Shut movie was based on an actual party,
right?
That was put on by the Rothschilds,
right?
And it was wacky like that because it was decorated by Salvador Dali.
Is that the famous one that we were talking about? It's
yeah.
Where she's wearing the antlers and all that kind of stuff.
And everybody's all weird. And
I think they had like a corpse cake or something there too.
Yep.
That was like, it looked like a dead body, but you know, supposedly it was just a decoration or, you know, cake or something like that.
Yeah.
You see that in the picture. You're like, is that a dead body? And it's like, nope, that's just a cake. Right?
Yeah.
That's what all the red is. Red velvet.
So that's what prompted the maybe the imagination going a little bit wild on that.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's these people, you know, the Rockefellers that are involved in all of this.
Yeah.
We've been copying them, and it's led us to here. And I can't help but think that there was a missing part that would have put us in a better position today. Like something in this, because this seems really fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't have let this man happen, but we let him happen because of capitalism?
Yeah.
But does that make me communist? Because I don't want to be communist. I don't know what the answer is here.
Sound like a commie.
I don't want to be a commie, but this guy bankrupted and not physically killed people, but kind of killed them in a way. Put them out of work.
Yeah.
No, you got nothing to do. You know, like that, and they're the most influential people nowadays. Some of the most. Actually, let's press play and
25 of Cleveland's 26 refineries. He went from 4% to 25% of American refining capacity in 3 months. This was the blueprint. Offer to buy. If they refuse, destroy them economically. And buy the ruins. This method would be used in every industry by every monopoly for the next 150 years. But Rockefeller wasn't satisfied with Cleveland. He wanted the entire country. Through the 1870s, Rockefeller expanded Standard Oil across America. He bought refineries in New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. He used the same tactics everywhere. Secret railroad rebates that made his shipping costs lower than competitors. Vertical integration that made his production costs the lowest. and ruthless price wars that destroyed anyone who refused to sell. By 1879, Standard Oil controlled 90% of America's refining capacity. 90%? That's not a business, that's a monopoly.
Yeah.
But here's where Rockefeller's true genius emerged. He understood that monopolies face two problems. First, they're illegal. The Sherman Antitrust Act was passed in 1890 specifically to break up monopolies like Standard Oil. Second, they're hated. The public despised Rockefeller. He was called a robber baron, a ruthless tyrant, the most hated man in America. Rockefeller needed a solution to both problems, and he found it: the trust. In 1882, Rockefeller's lawyers created the Standard Oil Trust. Here's how it worked. Standard Oil of Ohio couldn't legally own companies in other states, but a trust could. Rockefeller created a trust that held the stock of all Standard Oil companies. 41 shareholders, all Rockefeller and his close associates, controlled the trust. The trust controlled the companies. This was the first major corporate trust in American history, and it became the model for every trust that followed. Sugar Trust, Tobacco Trust, Steel Trust. All copied Rockefeller's structure. The trust allowed Rockefeller to control a nationwide monopoly while technically complying with state laws.
So just like all the families with the Rothschilds that already did this in Europe, right? That's what we're kind of getting at.
Yeah. They're copy and pass that on here, right? Oh, it worked here before. Let's do it over there now.
Yeah, like, oh, that's the way around this. We'll do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So we factually see them find a way around it.
Mm-hmm.
And control the entire, I'm going to control the entire country. And they get it done.
But more importantly, it created a new legal entity. The trust wasn't a company. It was a holding company. It didn't produce anything. It just owned other companies. The structure would evolve into the modern corporation, the parent company that owns subsidiaries: Berkshire Hathaway, Alphabet, Meta, Amazon. They're all descendants of Rockefeller's trust. By 1904, Standard Oil controlled 91% of oil refining in America and 85% of final sales. Rockefeller was the richest man in the world. His net worth was $900 million. That's $25 billion in today's money.
Wow.
But that's just paper wealth. At his peak in 1913, Rockefeller was worth $400 billion, inflation-adjusted dollars. Richer than Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates combined. The richest individual in modern history. And he built that wealth through the system. Vertical integration, horizontal consolidation, legal structures that concentrated control. This was the system. But the public was turning against monopolies. In 1890, Congress passed the Sherman Antitrust Act, making monopolies illegal. In 1906, investigative journalist Ida Tarbell published The History of the Standard Oil Company, exposing Rockefeller's tactics: secret railroad rebates, predatory pricing, crushing competitors. The outcry was enormous. In 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil was an illegal monopoly and ordered it broken up into 34 separate companies. This should have been the end, the destruction of the system, but it wasn't. It was the beginning of the system's evolution, because when Standard Oil was broken up, Rockefeller still owned shares in all 34 companies. Standard Oil of New Jersey became Exxon. Standard Oil of New York became Mobil. Standard Oil of California became Chevron.
Shit. There it is. All right there.
Mogo.
Yeah.
Standard Oil of Ohio became Sohio, later bought by BP.
Sohio.
The breakup didn't destroy Rockefeller's wealth. It multiplied it. Before the breakup, Standard Oil stock was worth about $600 per share. After the breakup, the combined value of all 34 companies was worth over $2,000 per share.
Wow.
Rockefeller's wealth tripled. Why? Because the breakup forced each company to compete, which drove innovation and efficiency. And because breaking one monopoly into 34 companies that still dominated their regional markets wasn't really breaking up the monopoly. It was just reorganizing it. Today, most of those 34 companies have merged back together. Exxon and Mobil merged in 1999. Chevron bought Standard Oil of Kentucky and Gulf Oil. BP bought Amoco and Sohio. The Standard Oil monopoly that was broken up in 1911 has essentially reconsolidated into Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, and BP. The system broke itself up to avoid regulation, then quietly put itself back together over 100 years. But Standard Oil isn't even Rockefeller's most enduring legacy. The real legacy is the system itself. The methods, the structures, the playbook. Let me show you how it's being used right now. Amazon uses vertical integration exactly like Rockefeller. Amazon started as an online bookstore. Now it controls the entire supply chain. It owns the warehouses, the logistics network, the delivery trucks, the payment processing, the cloud infrastructure that hosts its competitors' websites.
To say they killed them all.
Amazon Web Services, AWS, generates $90 billion in annual revenue. That's more than Amazon's retail profit. Rockefeller controlled refineries, railroads, and distribution. Amazon controls retail, logistics, and cloud computing. Same.
So just Amazon themselves. I don't go into the mall anymore because I learned my lesson with Amazon. Every time I go into the mall to buy something, it is cheaper on Amazon. Always.
Really?
Oh, I haven't. It's ridiculous. I keep on spending gas and going on these trips to these stores and going in there, and the prices are so much more. And then the people are not happy to help me.
Yeah, they never are.
It's like a no-brainer to go over to Amazon, and that's what I do now. I've been forced to it, other than Walmart, because when I need to go and get something quick.
Yeah, that's the easiest option, right?
Yeah. Walmart, dollar store, grocery store. Those are the things I need within
staples. Yeah.
Yeah. Within hand's reach. Everything else is Amazon. So everything else is killed.
Yeah.
Gone. I don't know what to do about it because I only have so much money and I need to buy gifts, right?
Yeah, you might just have to go there anyways.
I bought all my gifts on Amazon. They're mostly here.
Yeah, you just might want to try them out first. That's all, just in case the battery runs out or something before your warranty. Because you get 30 days or 60 days to return it.
Because I'm sure my extended family doesn't listen to the show. We do Secret Santa, and I got the aunt, the matriarch of the family,
right?
And I wanted to do extra good. And on her list of things she would want, she put the Samsung watch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I bought it.
Wow, nice.
Good family member. I want to do extra good.
Sure.
It came. The charger and all the instructions, everything from that pouch of the box, gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it had been used?
Then somebody opened it and took all the stuff, the innards out.
So it was like a return, maybe. Somebody
returned
it and was like, oh, yeah, I don't want this after all. And they sent it back, but they took all the couple things out of there first or forgot to put them back.
That's not what I bought. I bought a brand new item.
Yeah, exactly. That happens a lot. They try to slip one past you.
These are the different trials and tribulations of ordering online.
A little while back, I bought a pellet gun on Amazon.
Okay,
and it came, and it was the package was open, and the thing was missing one of the clips. So I went through Amazon I'm sending this back. This is damaged or whatever, and then they I think they took it back, but they charged me a $5 or $10 fucking restocking fee.
Yeah,
fuck, it was your fault. You're restocking it because you fucked up.
Yeah,
because they treat it like a return and not a missing item, it should have been. An incorrect item, it was obviously a used fucking gun.
Yeah, there's just some items I don't want in a vending machine. I don't want it to come up to the front of a line and then fall in a mound onto a hard ground and go pick it up. And that's the process that it's taking through Amazon. No, it's going quite, they're loading it nice. Can't guarantee that.
Yeah, I almost guarantee it's not happening like that.
It's a person picking a product. I've worked in those warehouses. I know how they do it. They do the best they can. As fast as they can because someone's breathing down their neck.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. They're not all evil, but they're not all great.
Playbook,
just
different century.
AI map.
Amazon also uses horizontal consolidation. It buys competitors, Whole Foods, Zappos, Twitch, Ring, MGM Studios, over 100 acquisitions. When it can't buy a competitor, it copies their products and undercuts their prices using data from its own marketplace. Third-party sellers report their sales data to Amazon. Amazon analyzes that data, identifies successful products, creates Amazon Basics versions, and promotes them above the original. This is the modern version of Rockefeller's price war, legal, barely regulated, and devastating.
Oh, I'd like to add that it's been seen that Amazon Basics brand, the USB-C chargers, their USB-C is supposed to be able to charge all the way around.
Okay.
It's only on half. You can put it in upside down.
Right. Oh, and it'll tell you like, error, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that should be impossible. But because they use half the amount of wire in the device, that's how they make it cheaper.
Interesting.
So that's their, what are the up-down integration?
Datingly effective. Google uses the trust structure. Alphabet is a holding company that owns Google, YouTube, Waymo, DeepMind, Verily, and dozens of other subsidiaries. It's the Standard Oil Trust, one parent company controlling multiple operating companies. This structure shields the parent from liability, allows tax optimization across jurisdictions, and makes regulatory breakup complicated because each subsidiary is technically separate. Pharmaceutical companies use Rockefeller's regulatory capture strategy. Rockefeller didn't just compete in markets, he shaped the rules. He lobbied for railroad regulations that favored Standard Oil. He worked with politicians to set standards for kerosene that his refineries could meet, but competitors couldn't. Today, pharmaceutical companies do the same. They fund the FDA through user fees. They lobby for patent extensions. They write the regulations they're supposedly regulated by. Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, they learned from Rockefeller. Control the regulators, and you control the market. The financial sector uses holding company structures. JP Morgan Chase is a holding company that owns Chase Bank, JP Morgan Investment Bank, and numerous subsidiaries. Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, all holding companies. When Dodd-Frank tried to regulate banks after 2008, the holding company structure made it nearly impossible. Which entity do you regulate, the parent or the subsidiaries? Rockefeller solved this problem in 1882. Banks copied the solution 100 years later. And then there's philanthropy, Rockefeller's final innovation. In 1913, Rockefeller created the Rockefeller Foundation with an initial gift of $250 million, over $7 billion today.
Wow.
The foundation funded medical research, education, and public health. On the surface, this was charity, Rockefeller giving back. But look deeper. The foundation allowed Rockefeller to avoid estate taxes. It gave him control over which universities received funding, which meant control over what was taught and researched. It bought him legitimacy. The man who destroyed thousands of competitors was now a philanthropist. The most hated man in America became a beloved benefactor. The Rockefeller Foundation funded the creation of modern medical education. It funded Johns Hopkins, University of Chicago, Rockefeller University. It established the model for medical schools that emphasized pharmaceutical interventions over holistic care.
So that man with his mind got to say what got taught in schools and what happens with medicine?
Yeah. Big overtake of medicine for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Theory. This is documented history. The foundation shaped American medicine to favor the pharmaceutical model. And pharmaceutical companies, many descended from Standard Oil's chemical divisions, profited enormously. Today, every billionaire uses the Rockefeller playbook. Bill Gates founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, $75 billion in assets. It funds global health initiatives, shapes WHO policy, and influences national governments. Mark Zuckerberg created the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Warren Buffett pledged most of his wealth to the Gates Foundation. These aren't just charity, they're tax avoidance, legacy building, and policy influence. Rockefeller invented the model. Modern billionaires perfected it. The Rockefeller family still exists, still influential. David Rockefeller, John D's grandson, died in 2017 at age 101. He was chairman of Chase Manhattan Bank, founder of the Trilateral Commission, one of the most powerful men in global finance for 50 years.
Founder of the Trilateral Commission. That's a huge point there. One of the secret groups, right? That's like public facing, but still like Bilderberg. Go back for like 10 seconds if you can, because I want to see that coat of arms. They were showing a coat of arms. Yeah, right there. Okay, I want to see if I can make it out there.
2 lions.
Yeah, 2 lions. It doesn't look like the one I was thinking. It was like the Windsor coat of arms has a dragon and a unicorn on the front.
Well, it's got
that doesn't look. It almost looks Chinese. Hey, those characters.
Yeah.
Right, like Asian characters in the coat of arms there or something.
It's got the name on the bottom.
Oh, it's Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to look at the Rockefeller coat of arms.
Yeah, because they have meaning. Each one of those squares.
I know. Not even just each one of those squares, like the two things in gold, like the lions or whatever on the side. Those have certain things. The helmet on top, the feathers, how many feathers are on the cap. Like everything's got meaning to it. The whole thing. But we have no idea. Even if we can make out, it's like like spot. Can you spot the 13 things wrong with this? Right? You could circle 2.
Yeah. I got one. My family.
A crest?
Influential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Rockefeller, John Dee's grandson, died in 2017 at age 101.
Wow.
He was chairman of Chase Manhattan Bank, founder of the Trilateral Commission,
101.
one of the most powerful men in global finance for 50 years. The family's wealth, estimated at $11 billion, is spread across hundreds of trusts and foundations. The Rockefeller Brothers Fund, the Rockefeller Family Fund, the David Rockefeller Fund.
Yeah, bullshit.
They still shape policy, fund research, and influence politics 150 years after John Dee started Standard Oil. And here's the most important part. The system isn't designed to be escaped. It's designed to be invisible until you're already trapped. You buy gasoline refined by ExxonMobil or Chevron, descendants of Standard Oil. You buy from Amazon, which uses Rockefeller's vertical integration and horizontal consolidation. You search on Google, structured as a trust like Standard Oil. You take pharmaceuticals developed through a medical system shaped by Rockefeller Foundation grants. You bank with institutions using Rockefeller's holding company structures. And your taxes fund regulations written by the industries being regulated just like Rockefeller designed. The system is self-perpetuating. It concentrates wealth. It eliminates competition. It captures regulators. And it uses philanthropy to buy legitimacy while avoiding taxes. This is the Rockefeller system. And it's not a conspiracy. It's just corporate structure. Legal, accepted, and replicated by every dominant company in every major industry. You cannot buy oil outside the descendants of Standard Oil. You cannot avoid Amazon's logistics network. You cannot opt out of pharmaceutical medicine shaped by Rockefeller grants. You cannot escape the banking system built on Rockefeller's holding company model. You live inside the system. And the system extracts wealth from you every single day and concentrates it at the top, exactly as Rockefeller designed it to do in 1870. Here's what makes Rockefeller different from other robber barons. Carnegie built steel mills. When he died, U.S. Steel remained, but Carnegie's personal control ended. Vanderbilt built railroads. When he died, the railroads continued, but fragmented. J.P. Morgan built financial empires. When he died, his partners carried on, but his personal dominance faded. But Rockefeller built a system, and systems don't die with their creators. They evolve, they adapt, they spread. Standard Oil was broken up in 1911, but the vertical integration model spread to every industry. The trust structure became the holding company. The regulatory capture became lobbying. The philanthropy became foundations. Every piece of Rockefeller's system was copied, refined, and embedded into corporate law, tax code, and regulatory frameworks. Rockefeller died in 1937, but his system became stronger after his death because it wasn't dependent on him. It was structural. Let me show you the mechanism. How the system extracts wealth from you. You need gasoline, you have a choice. Exxon, Chevron, BP, Shell. All of them are price-coordinated oligopolies descended from Standard Oil or using its methods. You're not choosing. You're selecting between branches of the same tree. You need to buy products. You have a choice. Amazon, Walmart, Target. Amazon dominates through vertical integration. Walmart and Target must match its scale or die. Same system, different companies. You need internet search. Google has 92% market share. That's higher than Standard Oil's peak of 91%. But Google isn't considered a monopoly by regulators because it's free. You pay with data instead of money. Rockefeller would have loved this innovation. A monopoly so complete that users don't even realize they're paying. You need social media. Facebook has 3 billion users. Instagram, also Facebook. WhatsApp, also Facebook. You're not choosing platforms. You're choosing which meta property to use. Horizontal consolidation, exactly like Rockefeller. You need healthcare. You see a doctor trained in a system shaped by Rockefeller Foundation grants. You receive pharmaceuticals developed by companies using patents, regulations, and structures pioneered by Standard Oil's chemical divisions. You pay insurance companies using Rockefeller's corporate structures. Every step, extraction.
Allowed to
Every
be
choice,
in the market
an illusion.
because of Rockefeller.
The average American spends $4,000 per year on gasoline, $3,000 per year on Amazon, $5,000 per year on healthcare beyond insurance, $4,200 per year on internet and technology services. That's $1,392 per year flowing to companies using Rockefeller's system. Over a lifetime, that's $660,000 of wealth transfer, not to innovative startups or small businesses, to monopolistic corporations using 150-year-old tactics to eliminate competition and extract maximum profit. and you cannot escape it. You could refuse to buy gasoline, but you need to work, which requires transportation. You could refuse to use Amazon, but competitive pricing and convenience make it nearly impossible to avoid. You could refuse Google, but what alternative has 92% market share? You could refuse Facebook, but social connection is controlled by Meta's platforms. You could refuse pharmaceutical medicine, but medical licensing, insurance coverage, and cultural acceptance are all shaped by the Rockefeller system. This is Rockefeller's ultimate achievement. Not that he became the richest man in history, that he built a system that makes escape impossible. A system where every path leads back to consolidated corporate control, where competition is crushed before it threatens the dominant players, where regulators protect incumbents instead of consumers, where philanthropy buys influence that perpetuates the system. This is the Rockefeller system, and you live in it whether you know it or not. But here's what Rockefeller understood that most people miss. The system isn't evil, it's efficient. Vertical integration reduces costs. Horizontal consolidation eliminates wasteful competition. Regulatory capture provides stability. Foundations fund genuine research. The system works. It delivers products cheaper, faster, and more reliably than chaotic markets. Standard Oil made kerosene affordable for average Americans. Before Standard Oil, kerosene cost 58 cents per gallon. After Standard Oil's efficiencies, 8 cents per gallon, an 86% price reduction. That's not exploitation, that's efficiency. Amazon delivers products in 2 days. Google answers every question in seconds. ExxonMobil produces gasoline at scale. Pfizer develops life-saving drugs. The system delivers value. The problem isn't that it doesn't work. The problem is that it concentrates wealth at the top while delivering efficiency at the bottom. You get cheap gasoline, fast shipping, instant information, and effective medicine. Rockefeller's heirs get trillions in accumulated wealth. Both things are true. So what do? How do you respond to a system you cannot escape? 3 options. 1, accept it. Understand that consolidation and monopoly are features of advanced capitalism, not bugs. Use the efficiencies they provide. Buy from Amazon. Use Google. Accept that wealth will concentrate. 2, resist it. Support antitrust enforcement. Buy from small businesses even when it costs more. Use alternatives even when they're inferior. Vote for politicians who promise to break up monopolies. Make the system less efficient in exchange for less consolidation. 3, understand it and position accordingly. If you cannot escape the system, benefit from it, buy stock in the companies that dominate. Exxon, Chevron, Amazon, Google, Pfizer, JP Morgan. If the system extracts wealth from everyone and concentrates it in these companies, own these companies. This is what Rockefeller did. He owned Standard Oil while everyone else bought its products. He extracted wealth from the system he built. You can do the same, not at his scale, but proportionally. Own the extractors instead of being extracted from. This isn't investment advice, this is pattern recognition. The Rockefeller system has concentrated wealth for 150 years. It will continue concentrating wealth because it's embedded in corporate law, tax code, and regulatory structures. Fighting it is noble but exhausting. Escaping it is impossible. Understanding it and positioning within it is pragmatic. John D. Rockefeller died in 1937 at age 97. He lived long enough to see Standard Oil broken up, reconsolidate, and spread its methods across every industry. He lived long enough to see his foundation reshape American medicine and education. He lived long enough to see his grandchildren positioned at the top of American finance and industry. He built a system that outlived him by a century and will outlive us all. The system is vertical integration, horizontal consolidation, corporate trusts, regulatory capture, and philanthropic influence. It started with Standard Oil. It spread to steel, railroads, sugar, tobacco, then to automobiles, electronics, pharmaceuticals, technology. Now it dominates every sector of the economy. And you cannot escape it. You can only understand it. Rockefeller said, competition is a sin. Most people hear that as greed, but Rockefeller meant it theologically.
It's a famous
competition is wasteful. It duplicates effort. It destroys capital. Consolidation is righteous. It creates efficiency. It serves consumers through lower prices. Monopoly isn't theft. It's the natural end state of efficient markets. This was Rockefeller's worldview, and he built a system to enforce it. 150 years later, we live in that system. Amazon eliminates retail competition. Google eliminates search competition. Meta eliminates social media competition. Exxon, Chevron, and BP control oil. Pfizer, Merck, and J&J control pharmaceuticals. JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citi control banking. The consolidation Rockefeller started has reached its logical conclusion. The end state isn't thousands of competitors. It's 3 to 5 dominant players in every industry, all using Rockefeller's playbook. And the consolidation continues. Every year, fewer companies control more market share. Every year, barriers to entry get higher. Every year, the system gets harder to escape. This is the Rockefeller system, not Standard Oil, the method. And the method is eternal because it works. If this video showed you a system you'd never seen before, if you understand now that the corporate structures controlling your life were built by one man 150 years ago, subscribe to this channel. Because understanding this...
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But...
Good little rundown, though.
Yeah, good rundown. And I think it applies to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I found out how it did. He leveraged... hey, I bought you some railroads, so you're gonna give me some deals.
Mm-hmm.
So we were indebted to him in those ways. How that takes form nowadays, I haven't got a clear answer on that, but it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been looking up. That
I like that.
Yeah, thinking about how this guy and how his model, like, clearly it's what we teach in business school.
Yeah. Well, not just that. I mean, like they're saying, like, you know, like all the textbooks and everything are all based off of all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like you always see like PBS or something. They're like, brought to you by a generous donation from the Rockefeller Foundation, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Like all the time.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, over time, like they're saying, like, this is how they gain the control, because they will step in and say, okay, here's your university or something. And, you know, you guys say that, you know, they run their entire university off of, you know, $4 million or something. So they come in and they're like, oh, well, we've got a grant program where we give money to schools and stuff like that, right? You know, for programs and whatever. So they now, you know, you used to get 4 million. Now you're getting an extra 2. They're like, oh, we'll give you 2 million. So now you're 6 million, right?
Yeah.
And they give it to you for like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years, something like that, right? And you're like, oh, this is great. You know, we've got $6 million our budget. Well, then the end of the 5th year comes, and then you go get your budget, and they're like, sir, we only have 4 million. They're like, what? Where's the 2 million from the Rockefeller Foundation? Oh, they canceled that grant, sir. And they're like, oh, well, give me the representative on the phone, right? And then they call like, oh, well, how come the grant got cut? And they're like, oh, well, you know, we have to kind of, you know, parse it out and give it to different people. It was just a short-term grant, right? But, you know, we could give it to you again, but, you know, we need to see some more kind of courses that kind of relate to, you know, maybe economics, or, you know, like kind of just stuff that's on their agenda, right?
Yeah.
Oil. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, and when you're teaching that, can you just kind of point out, you know, how good, you know, the Rockefeller family has been during that time, and, you know, all the great innovation, you know, like probably not like that fucking on the nose, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like they plan the direction for things to go, and all of a sudden now, you know, it seems innocent enough probably, but it's their agenda, right? It's like, oh, well, you know, we want you guys to like maybe get rid of this course and put in some more like creative writing courses and stuff, you know, like, and all of a sudden they're like all these bullshit courses they're full of, where people aren't actually learning anything, right? And yeah, you know, just kind of work their way through that way.
That could be a negative way of looking at it. See, because I'm thinking of like what is on the nose is what you were mentioning with the PBS. This Nova program is brought to you by the Rockefeller Foundation. Right.
That's almost part of the show is them saying that, right? So you can imagine it. Do you think like, oh, okay, well, we want to do looking into history, and they start looking into history and they find something like this about, oh, Rockefeller, this and that. Well, they're not going to be bringing any of that shit up, right? Because it's like brought to you by the Rockefeller Foundation, right?
Yeah, but
now here's a story about how Rockefeller was kind of a fucking cold-hearted son of a bitch, right? Like,
yeah, he was.
They don't want to poke the bear, so they're not going to be. They're not going to do those stories, right? So if the majority of people that are like, you know, on the mainstream are funded by these people, then that's a certain way to, you know, ensure that, you know, you're not going to get talked poorly about.
Yeah. So like what I'm picturing, what factually goes down is one of our favorite Nova hosts, like they gets together with a team and like, hey, we want to do a science show. What do you want to do it on? Oh, I was thinking I want to do it on, like, I was looking up time.
Right.
I'm going to do it on time. And then they shoot it and then put it out there, and then the Rockefeller Foundation goes, "Oh, you're doing another one of these? Here's some extra money. Thanks for doing that. We want the masses to get smarter and know this." And it's in that positive kind of way.
Right.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, everything they're doing is evil.
Right.
In their practices, but they throw money around like that just to, like, they're not saying, "Hey, you know that whole thing on time? This is how it's going to go." And they go, "Yes, sir, I will do it. Please give me money. Thanks."
Yeah. Like that grant situation, you can see how easy like it would be to kind of start to get your foot in the door for kind of putting a direction in the way you wanted to learn things. And so, that way you can see how they can kind of plant these seeds that are things that come to fruition later in life. It's like a slow drip of stuff that they just kind of like, oh, we want these courses out and we want these courses in. Like once upon a time, they would have had more courses on critical thinking and more, I guess, economic, focus and stuff like that. Whereas now they do things like I was saying, like kind of like a creative writing and philosophy and shit like that, right? Where it gets you thinking and debating things, but stuff that necessarily you don't need to kind of get into the zeitgeist so much, right? But because you're debating it and bringing it up, all of a sudden it becomes a larger issue than it is.
Yeah.
Like, all the kind of trans stuff and that, like that kind of stuff pops up and becomes such a hot topic because people are debating it in these kind of courses and shit like that, right? And then because they're learning all this information about it, they want to go out and talk about it. And so now they're on Twitter and they're on X. Like, did you know this fact? And this many people are, committing suicide every year because of this and that. And we need to, fight against this. And, because it seems like an injustice to them. And
do you remember when that all became a thing? The trans becoming a thing in the zeitgeist?
Not really. I mean, it was it must have been a real switch because like, I was just watching Sex and the City the other day with my wife. We were sitting around and watched, some of these old girl shows and whatever. And I mean, like not particularly super old, right? But I mean, it was quite a hot show at the time, right? HBO and, Sex and the City, they're always swearing and nudity and all that kind of shit, right? And they often talk about stuff that's like kind of taboo now, like where they like there was this one the other day where one of the girls had this apartment kind of in a seedy part of town or whatever, and there was all these drag queens that were outside her window, and so she's like talking to her friends about it, and she's like, these drag queens are fucking always out there. And like that's kind of how it always used to be. When you saw a man dressed as a woman on the street or whatever, you didn't think, oh, like that's a her. You thought, hey, that's a drag queen, like that's obviously a man dressed as a woman, and that's what it was. It's someone in drag, and you didn't think anything of it. You were just like, oh wow, I just saw a drag queen. And now all of a sudden then it's a switch is flipped, and it's like, oh no, you have to call them women, right? They see themselves as a woman, and you have to call them that now. And then that's where this debate comes in now, where you have these teachers who are in universities and they're teaching courses about like, oh, there's more than one gender, like there's like 78 different genders or something that they want to try and fucking tell you about, right?
There's a Canadian connection to it.
I bet
it happened
here.
McGill
University, I bet.
No, U of T.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where that Jordan Peterson is from, and it all kicked off
from the U of T.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. I thought.
Yeah. So else. Something was going down there, and like
it was a pronoun thing. I'm pretty sure it was one of those things where it was like.
Exactly.
This person's in class, and you have to call them a her or whatever. No. And I think that's what it was coming down to, a language thing, because he's someone who's like very astute about language and that sort of thing. And so he's like, you can't ask me to call someone a woman when I know that they're not a woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can call if this person wants me to call them Sheila and it's obviously they're a Tom, whatever, I'll call them Sheila. But he's like, for you to tell me, oh no, you have to say that it's a her because she's a woman. You're like, well, she's not a woman. She's a man who wants to be identified as a woman.
Yeah.
Or, as feminine anyways. Right.
It was someone,
but that it was so egregious to him, I think to be like, you're forcing me to call someone a woman when they're not a woman. Right. And that's where the touch and go comes to it. Right. And it's all down to these like fucking semantics where it's not really that important. It just comes down to, the fine tuned language of it, like I was saying, like the semantics, basically.
Exactly that. Like the actual situation that he agreed with was someone the person knew was being rejected from an apartment, and it was said on it was based on like, I don't want your type of people in my apartment building.
Okay.
And I think at the time, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan Peterson said, yeah, that shouldn't be allowed.
Right.
That's outright discrimination. You can't do that.
Right.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And then it went on, and like this lady or guy or whatever, and the pronouns were missed. And then that was put under like focus.
Right.
It was like,
we're misgendering. That's where
there was a misgendering during that speech. And he's like, well, we're getting kind of far from what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
That discrimination, wrong. Yeah, but you're discriminating now, because that's how some of these college kids are.
Mm-hmm.
They're just looking for some kind of fight. It got taped.
Sure.
And then the only thing that became the highlight of the whole thing is him like, this pronoun and that. And he's like, what? That's dumb.
Yeah. I refuse to use that because it's bullshit or whatever, right? And then it became a thing.
I think just in short, he said, "Oh, that's dumb," and then, "Whoa, my god!" And then it started to pick up, and then the media,
to the point that people were hunting him on the campuses. I think with baseball bats and stuff.
Yeah, and like, I don't think in actuality, there was any problem with it. Like what you described there, like there was drag queens always hanging out in a corner, and now you have to refer to them as ladies. And in my head, I kind of thought like, well, I would have at the time before too. Like, and that's kind of like the fun of it,
right?
Like they're supposed to be fun,
right? But now they're at this point where it's like, okay, so now these drag queens before, I really don't know where drag queens were going to the bathroom. That seems to be like the big controversy where it comes down to now, right? Is bathroom use.
Yeah. Then it became bathroom use. And was it even a concern before? It wasn't.
I don't know I really don't know where they were going. See, because the idea here is that women don't want to feel
victimized.
You're vulnerable, right? In a bathroom. Like if you're a woman in the bathroom, you're by yourself, all of a sudden you're washing your hands, and then fucking this big dude steps in. He's 6 feet, 7 feet tall, but he's in a dress even. And regardless if he's not, nowadays that's part of this whole controversy, is that you can be a fucking straight-laced man looking like you, walk into a woman's bathroom and say like, oh no, I'm a woman, it's okay. Like, and so like, oh, sir, this is the man's bathroom. You're like, oh no, it's okay. I'm a woman. This is just how I look. And then you walk off to the bathroom, right? Yeah. And you just go use it, or all of a sudden you clean, like trying to brush your beard in the mirror or whatever, right? This woman's looking at you while she's like, and she's gonna feel uncomfortable, right? There's no way around it. But what she has to fucking suck it up and whatever, because you identify as a woman, right? And now you want to be treated like a woman, so you have to, that involves going to the women's bathroom, right?
So that was a major plot point of South Park.
I bet. I'm sure they tackled that eventually.
Randy Marsh is actually Lord. The singer Lord. Yeah, and it was all yeah. Yeah, because he was only being a woman to use the women's bathroom because the man's was just so disgusting.
Right.
But it the other way around, men don't care.
Right. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing, right? So I mean, okay, so if you're a man and you know, a man dressed as a woman walks in, you just see, oh, okay, there's a drag queen here, right? That's what you're thinking. And then, you know, you're not too worried about it though, right? I mean, it's just another man in the bathroom. And if on the opposite end, if a woman walks in, which, you know, if you've ever been to a concert and the women's bathroom's all backed up, there's always a pile of women that end up strolling through and like, oh, sorry, boys. And then, you know, everyone gets kind of a laugh out of it, and fucking they rush in there and they all all get into one stall and take turns peeing in there and get out, right? And you know, they're not too worried. They're in a gang, you know, fucking a packed room full of men, and they're not too worried, right? But then in their bathroom, you know, if you get a woman that comes in and she looks like a man, right, like an actual woman, but she looks like a man, well, you can tell. Right? Like there's not too many women that are, you know, coming off as men that like are going to pass.
Okay.
You know, and, you know, to the point that like, you know, they're going to look like a menacing man. You know, they might come in and look like a man, but they're going to look like an effeminate man, right? Like a thin man and, you know, most likely, right? But then you got the men who come in that look like women. Right, you got women that look like men, and then they're gonna make, you know, they should be using the men's bathroom, I guess, right? But they're probably still using the women's bathroom because they probably don't feel very comfortable going into the men's bathroom being a woman that looks like a man, right? Because it's still the same situation. You're like, you feel vulnerable.
Well, we have two perspectives to see this through, and that's the first one being women themselves. And if I were to try to see things through the eyes of a woman, that men are very predatory. You know, that situation you're talking about, a woman's just like, sorry, boys, I have to go to the bathroom. We know intuitively that out of 10 guys, 9 of them are going to start to act chivalrous. Oh, yep, don't worry. Here, I'll block the way. Not looking, you know. Don't worry about a thing. Do you need a towel? You know, totally helpful knight in shining armor,
right?
But there's gonna be that one guy like, hey, can I watch?
Yeah,
you know,
but
like
he's
total creep.
But he's not going to do that in a room packed full of other men.
No, he's gonna. But if like given half the chance.
But if there was a creepy man in the men's bathroom, he's by himself, and 3 women walk in. Well, you might think, hey, this is the beginning of a porno. Right? Like, I'm in here
that's
alone.
On the edge of a lot of guys' mind. Like, maybe this is the start of a porn.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to be ready for
That's how this has to start, right?
Yeah.
But that's what you're thinking, right? But on the vice side, on the reverse side, if a woman's in there and 3 men stepped into the bathroom, she'd be shitting her pants, right?
Yeah.
But on the same side, there's no situation where I'm in a bathroom and 3 women walk in and I feel uncomfortable. You know, like I mean, I might be thrown off at first. I'm like, hey, it's men in the bathroom. Why is there 3 chicks in here?
Oh, I bet the woman's thinking exactly that. Like that 3 guys are walking in, going, "Oh, this is the start of a porno."
Yeah,
you know.
But that's why they go in groups too, right? You know,
as they should.
You don't get the one woman that's coming into the men's washroom usually by herself. It's usually in a group thing because they need like some backup. They're like, I can't go in there alone.
So I
everyone's going to be staring at them,
yeah.
right? But you know, that's what this comes to is like, you know, women need to be able to feel safe in their own places, and then the bathroom is supposed to be the ultimate place where they can, like, you know, feel like they're safe. And now to have that space invaded by people who are like, oh no, you have to call me a woman, right? Because I feel like one.
At the same time, too, if a true man is trying to pretend to be a woman, because that's like the thing, that's who they are on the inside. When they go to the woman's washroom, how do you think they're going to pull down their underwear when they go in the stall? Like a woman.
Yeah.
Even with junk.
Yeah.
You know, like knees touching, kind of like wiggle it down, like I'm a woman too.
Maybe.
You know,
Maybe.
Hey, ladies, how about them periods? Oh, am I right? You know, they want to integrate. They want to be a woman too and do like woman things. No, I'm like you guys. Come on, let's put on lipstick in the mirror together.
Yeah.
Boys, yay. You know, that's who they are. That's what they want.
Yeah.
You know, they're not a danger in that way, but women are just like, wait a minute, you got junk? This is not the start of a porno. No.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a complicated situation. That's where I feel for the people involved, because like some people just need to go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, who gives a fuck? Just let them, whatever. Just wash your hands, please. That's it. Let them go. Like there are some places in the world they don't pay attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've got a balance of that in like places like Thailand, right, where they got lady boys and stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Like I didn't notice in Cambodia, but I hear.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
apparently though, that's like an actual. It's basically taken as a third gender there. You know, like people see that as a separate thing. You're like, you know, they don't see the lady boys aren't boys that are trying to see themselves as women. They know that they're men that are just effeminate.
Yeah,
right. So you've got men, you've got women, and then you've got lady boys. You don't have men and women, and then you know men who are pretending to be women and women pretending to be men. You've just got men who are effeminate and gay, I guess. You know?
Yeah, or dudes with boobs.
Yeah,
yeah. That's always confused me. Like I know that's
chicks with dicks.
I know that's a porn title, but that's so confusing. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Wait, no, like
and it's always been a thing, right?
Yeah,
it's always been a thing.
No, that's a dude with boobs. No, it's a chick with a dick. Wait, that's impossible.
Yeah,
or like kind of possible, but not by that what I'm looking at right here. Anyways,
yeah, we've covered that topic.
It's all in the language. Mm-hmm. Language matters. Yeah, I think that's the lesson there.
So, is this the family that you were talking about?
Yeah, the Rockefeller,
the Rockefellers,
the Rockefeller, and how it has. It's here in Canada.
Yeah,
because they would teach it in any university or any business school.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way you do. Look at what this guy did. You want to do the same thing.
Yeah,
and then
it's a formula that they teach.
We don't have too many, Canadian Tire. And then we would have to look into Canadian Tire and the way they do things within Canada, because they're a true Canadian company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fortinos, maybe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, we have American companies that have done that and infiltrated into Canada. Yeah. Walmart is not a Canadian company.
Yeah, why can't we have a Canadian Walmart?
You know, we do the Great Canadian Superstore,
right?
But it's not prevalent.
Yeah, it should be.
Right? I personally think maybe we should kick out Walmart.
Yeah,
because ultimately your money goes to a foreign land.
Yeah, for sure.
You're an entity here that's supporting a foreign land.
Yeah, your money's going to them and it's being taken elsewhere, right? It's not staying in the community, basically, right? Whereas if you bought locally, then it stays in the area, right? Those people go to the grocery store and re-spend that money in your area and, you know, buy something from a shop down the street, like a hat or whatever. It's staying in the community. But when it goes to a big corporation, it's just getting funneled to Nebraska or wherever their headquarters is, you know, and added to their bank account.
Like if you wanted Walmart, you have Walmart Canada.
Yeah.
Work out your supply chain and stuff.
Well, they do have Walmart Canada.
Well, it's called Walmart Canada, but like, yeah, maybe they do draw that line. Well, where it's its own thing over here. Like,
I don't think so. It's all the Waltons. It all goes back to the Waltons.
Well, that's the problem I have, is that the money goes back to them and taxes their foreign land. And like we're paying to make another place richer.
Mm-hmm.
See, with Trump and a tariff. Well, like 90% of our stores are American.
Mm-hmm.
So it all goes up to there anyways.
Yeah.
Right? His thinking only works if there was a divided line where that money didn't cross over.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Waltons had to move to Canada and be head of Walmart Canada. And like, that's how it worked.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
If only.
If only. There was a Nick Fuentes that was recently where he says today the richest man in the world is something Ellis, I think. He's from America, but one of those big companies, the Google one or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's his name there?
And he's a Netanyahu buddy.
Yeah.
There was something about when Netanyahu was going to be thrown out.
It's the guy that owns TikTok now, right?
Yeah.
Right? Larry Ellis.
Yeah. He got Netanyahu off. He supplied him a lawyer.
Oh, I bet there's all kinds of clips
Hollywood
of him
lawyer.
talking about like, oh yeah, Israel's the best and we need to work together and get them, like seated in the seat of power for the whole world and this and that, like people that believe that prophecy shit. That's the thing. I mean, if you're a real hardcore Bible believer, like you're either in that train or you're not, where you're just like, oh yeah, Israel, they got to get their fucking land back. You either see that as the thing because it's in the Bible, or you kind of believe the Bible, but you're like, oh, that seems like kind of horse shit, right?
But that's what the entire
split,
like that group of people was so underground for so long, hundreds of years, thousands of years.
What people?
Jewish,
right?
So that isn't that what we're kind of seeing now, is that all the Canadian stores, money funnels into America, and America takes that money and funnels it into Jerusalem. Currently, that's the way it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the red string we're drawing here, just for fun. Just for funsies conspiracy, nothing true, but it looks like it all funnels to this one thing that's going down.
Right.
So maybe instead of investing our money into the systems this guy is talking about, we got to throw our money at Jerusalem. Evil or not, like it's kind of what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then other places too, right? I mean, they do Ukraine and fucking all kinds of other stuff they still fund.
It's what all the money,
countless other fucking wars. Like Trump just ended like 3 or 4 different wars, that I didn't even know they were going on, but there was like some conflict in the Sudan and shit where like people were warring and like he fucking got them to sign a peace treaty and, so I mean, just goes to show you like how many different fucking wars are going on, but there's no minerals involved, right? So it doesn't make the news.
Are we sure that they're stopping fighting?
Well, I think they have, yeah, because I think the press would have jumped on it if they started fighting again, because he had been like, oh, we got them to sign a peace treaty. It's a great thing. Like he actually got them to stop, but I think offering them money by basically saying, look, if you guys stop fighting, we'll like, sell you stuff and you can sell your stuff here or whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, great.
I know with the Cambodia one, it was like when there was a lull in the fighting, he poked his head in and went, hey, you keep doing this, I'm going to give you a tax. And they went, ooh. And that did help after.
Sure.
Like they were like, oh, you want that? Trump is coming. And then they went, there was less fighting due to that.
Right.
You got to hand him to him for that. So I owe him that one.
Yeah, every bit
Absolutely.
Helps. Every bit helps.
And did he do it with Israel? So what's going on with the people of Gaza? That I'm suspicious of.
Yeah.
He came in at a suspicious point and went, stop.
Well, I think we know what's going on there now. I mean, it seems like they've got their plan pretty public where they want it to finish leveling it out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already rubble. They want to finish killing off the rest of the people that are there and finish bombing the shit they need to. And then, Trump, or was it Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, he was on some podcast or Fox and Friends or something like that, but he was like, oh yeah, we're gonna turn this all into like high-end hotels, and like that's his plan. Like they and American companies are gonna go in and get the rebuild contracts, and they're gonna go in there and fucking turn that place into a fucking paradise that's like all high rises, all on the beaches, and fucking that's the plan. But those people all got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, good luck. I wouldn't want to fucking go, sit on a beach there when like you've got who knows how many people who are sleeper fucking terrorists now. There's going to be whole generations of people like for the next 1,000 years that like all they care about is fucking destroying your city,
Yeah.
Like it's going to just all be about killing Jewish people from now on for many years. Like they thought they had it bad before. Now it's going to be like all these fucking,
Well, they're the bad guys now.
Well, yeah, they've been bad guys for a while, but it's been building up, I mean, just like every time they fucking, snipe a child, that's a father or a mother and whatever. That's like, oh my God, like sign me up for fucking the Taliban or whatever. Right. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and if you want to go even further back in history, the Rothschild and Rockefeller learned these systems from the Templars, right?
Yeah,
from the Freemason.
Yeah, the first major bankers,
and the Freemasons and the Templars learned it from the Kabbalists, which were like the Jewish mystics.
Yeah.
So they knew this system of world domination like well before, and I think it
seems like so this kind of came in, I think, during the Dark Ages, I think was right around that time, or is like the Enlightenment basically, and they started using this like, I guess like the Jewish money magic they would call it, because they were using a different numeral system. So the Jews were using the Islamic money system, I guess, which used, or not money system, but numeral system, which I guess used 0 and stuff like that. Yep. So it made it easy to do calculations, obviously like accounting calculations. So you can, calculate interest and shit like that. Whereas the numbers that they were using, I guess, in Europe and whatever weren't using 0. They had a different numeral system.
Correct.
Yeah. So like they, accounting and all that was like, they just couldn't do it. So like here with 0, and they've got like, it's almost like they've got extra numbers, and people are like, wow, how are you doing all these fucking calculations and, managing to like, seem like you've got money here and you take it there, and and that was called like, I forget what they call it. It was like Babylonian money magic or something like that. Right. But it was like basically just like, that's how Jews have been, used all through time, is like they get expelled from a country for reasons unknown, although it is, often cited like, oh, they, did some sort of ritual, or they were fucking poisoning a well or something like that, right? Like that's what people always say, oh, that's just made up anti-Semitism, that they were poisoning the well or whatever, right? And they got kicked out. But it's interesting that the always just happened, right? Like everyone's always making up the same stories everywhere they go, different countries. They just keep like supposedly doing bad things and then getting kicked out, and everyone's like, boy, they just hate them just because they're Jewish. That's why.
Didn't the movie Mars Attacks, those little Martians have boxes that kept on saying, stop, come back, I want to talk to you?
Yeah.
And then they would start zapping them.
Yeah, that's how they tricked everyone. Like, we come in peace,
and then zap.
Yeah.
So isn't that kind of like
the same kind of concept?
Yeah. Yeah, that's anti-Semitic. But like your whole deal seems to be world domination,
but yeah, they would be taken, kicked out of a country, but then 50 years later or something, they would get accepted to a different country and they would be brought in specifically, usually for some sort of money thing. Like the king needed finances and they brought in some Jewish mystics from the faraway land and they would help him with his finances,
Yeah.
Here's some ways that you can raise money and fucking do that. And, they had a way with money. That's how they were known, right?
I think the way they know with money is they'll screw people over and not think twice.
Well, it all comes down to the usury thing, right? They basically invented the idea of interest and whatnot, and so much so that it was a sin originally. Like in the Bible, you're not supposed to, do usury. It's it was a sin, right? To be seen like making money from lending money.
Yeah, if a king went to like the Jewish group, said, "Hey, I got this much money. Can you like turn it into something?" Like, yeah, we know how to screw over some people. Like people. Oh, just Gentiles. Don't worry.
Yeah,
and then they get to work on that.
Yeah,
but that's us.
Mm-hmm. And then when people get upset and they're like, "Oh, you guys screwed us over," and then they might expel them, be like, "Oh, we don't want you in this land," right?
Then the king calms them down.
Yeah,
right. Until they can,
or he puts in a good word and they get shuffled off to the next land, right? They're going over to the neighbor, like, "Oh, we've expelled you now. You're not allowed in here," right? But they pass them off to someone else, right? It's like, "Hey, you guys need some help. You take these guys in.
Yeah,
they'll help you raise some funds."
Fire a shot, clip his ear, let him know, keep him calm. Just keep the money coming over to me because I'm getting a cut out of making sure that you get your cut of money out of your own people. Because the kings have done that since the dawn of time, kings and queens. They've hated their own people.
Yeah. They feel superior, right? So it's like they've always got the useless eaters. That's what they call us.
Yeah. The examples of good kings are few and far between.
Yeah. Basically, they're only in myth. You get a King Arthur or something where it's like a benevolent king, right?
I know of one.
Who?
You know that movie with Orlando Bloom, Kingdom of Heaven?
Yeah.
And there was that leper king?
Yeah.
He was real. And he was known as one of the greatest kings in Jerusalem.
Okay.
Like everything he did was for the people. He was extremely diplomatic. And like he
probably got killed off.
No, just the leprosy took him.
Oh, okay.
So he thought like with a limited, he knew, and he thought with a limited time I have, I'm going to leave like the best mark that I can. And he had fight, but he did it with respect. And they showed that quite well in the movie that.
Yeah. I have to see that again. I remember that being a good movie, but like I watched it when it came out. I haven't seen it since then. It probably came out in like 2011.
It's a Templar movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember at the time I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But like I feel like I didn't know as much about the Templars back then. Like I knew who they were and how they were related to Freemasons and stuff, but like I didn't kind of know some of the inside baseball that I know now.
Yeah, showing kind of like the inside look of how they were there at that time.
Yeah.
And our legend is that they were mixing with the mystics at that time.
Is it like the first or the second crusade? Do you know? Like what year was it roughly?
Second one, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's like what, the 1300s or something, or 1100s?
Yeah.
They all happen. I mean, there was like 10 crusades or something, right?
Oh yeah.
I think
it was
the first
thing.
few happened pretty quick. Like there was the first one, I think, was in like 1055 or something. And then the second one was like 1150. So like 100 years later. And then, then some were like, I think it went right to like 16, or I think the last one was like pretty late. I think it was like maybe 1700s or something, maybe even 18.
Kind of a genius plan for the kings at the time. So
yeah,
like I'm imagining you just got your ass handed to you by Vikings again, right? And Vikings come in, they do their pillage, rape, and all of that. And when they go back home, that's like their nest egg, right? I did my tour. I'm done. I could have my farm. Everything's good. And then they're like, fuck, that really sucks. That happened to us again. Hey, you know this Bible thing? Oh, let's go take that over. We'll do the same thing, but like we'll get away from the Vikings and we'll just go east.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what they did. The same thing. Steal the gold.
Right.
Do what you got to do. That's why the Templars set up the banking system. So you can go there, steal all the stuff, give them the gold, and like, yeah, we'll give you the money back home.
Right.
And that's why the Templars have or the Freemasons have the Ark of the Covenant, apparently, or 5 of them.
But which is the real one?
Which is the real one? Because they were involved in some archaeological excavation around Egypt.
Well, you know where their headquarters was?
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Like their head temple and everything?
The head temple, it's on the exact 33rd parallel of the planet in like Kazakhstan or something like that.
No, it's the Dome of the Rock in Israel.
Oh, really? Oh.
Like the Wailing Wall, like the one that we're always saying, like when that explodes, that's going to be World War III.
Yeah.
You know, that's right in the heart of fucking Gaza there, I guess. So
yeah, there's also a spot there when that happens, like when they're doing that, like there's a doorway that the next Jesus is going to walk through.
Yeah, it's like the temple gate. You know, there's a bunch of different gates that you go through, the Ishtar gate and like, you know, different areas that you get through. And yeah, there's the one that's blocked off. It's never opened, but I think that's the one they say like the next time somebody goes through, it'll be the Messiah or whatever, right? So they keep that one closed.
Yeah. I kind of want to see all that, but I kind of like, I'm sure I can end up on like a tour where I just do the tour, but I wonder if I'll just like go there and like in like the first 5 minutes be like, fuck, I don't belong here.
It's interesting though that was their headquarters, right? Because I mean, that's the, you know, King Solomon's temple. And then right on top is that mosque. And they turned that mosque into their headquarters, you know, like they were running out of a mosque.
Yeah. I really want the Freemasons to come out with those artifacts. Like that's kind of dumb that they have it so locked up. It's only for them.
Yeah.
They only share it amongst themselves.
Artifacts, you know,
and
hidden artifacts.
Like I know you mentioned me, like, why don't you join the Freemasons and reveal all the secrets here on the show? If I joined, I think I still would be honest and keep the secrets that they told me. Like, don't tell anybody.
That's what most people are, right? It's like a gentleman's club thing. And I mean, you're in there, everyone's treating you nice, and it's supposed to be like a brotherly thing, right? Everyone's like, hey, brother, you know, like they're all, it's a brotherhood thing, right? So it'd be hard to get in there and like betray them.
It's a respect thing.
You'd have to know really hardcore going in there, like, okay, I'm going in there to betray these people. I can't make any friendships. You know, you'd be trying hard to like not like people because you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be released. And I mean, really, I mean, you're not necessarily releasing all the secrets. You're just like, you know, listening to everything they're saying and then relaying it back. You're not like, oh, this guy Bill, who's fucking the head of sanitation, he told me this. And, you know, like you're not outing people.
Yeah.
You know, you're just fucking revealing some secrets and you really got nothing to reveal, right? Like, I mean, people are going to make it all the way up to 32 and probably like not have anything that's too dark. Like, I think things don't get rough until you get into that level 33. Because I've heard people that are like reputable people that are high level Freemasons. You know, like Randall Carlson. Yeah, I think he's a 32nd degree Freemason.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I heard him talking on YouTube. He was doing a short and he was trying to defend someone. He's like, people are always going on about how Freemasons run the world. And I know that's bullshit because he's like, I've got, you know, like I'm a Freemason. He's like, you know, my friend Paul, you know, he's a level 32 Freemason and I've sat right next to him. And so you're telling me that guy is a Satanist and whatever. And like, that's bullshit.
Well, that that's what they're supposed to be, right? Satanists.
Well, yeah, but not till you're in the highest levels, right? That's the thing. So you don't really know who that's the trick of it, right? Like you don't know who's in the higher levels. I doubt they go around and tell you I'm a level, this and that, right?
Yeah.
Like the only way you know is from the coded things that you say. Like you're supposed to have certain passages and stuff that you say, and that's how kind of people learn your ranks, I think. You say like a certain phrase, like, like the moon of Sirius sets bright on the high sea, and then you've got to have something that you call back that's supposed to be the exact fucking words, right? And if you can't say that, then they know, okay, you're not a level fucking 33.
Yeah. I got one of those books somewhere around here.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, from like that's floated around from the family, and somehow I caught it. And it has a lot of those sayings, how to shake hands.
Yeah,
and,
that's probably shit you're
etiquette.
supposed to like return back when they pass away.
Or it's just like one of those like extra ones that you just kind of keep this on your person and refer to it.
Well, like, do you have the Bible?
No,
because that has to be returned.
Yeah, no, that was with my Uncle Bob, and I think that did get returned. There was a lot of talking about it, and
I'm sure they probably come knocking. They're like, "Oh yeah, hi. You had someone who was in the organization there, and we kind of need their Bible back."
Yeah, judging from his funeral, I don't think my Uncle Bob was in a position where he could play around.
Yeah,
like enough people were like, you know what I mean?
It was in a hall, right? Like they had it like at a Freemason hall, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no getting around that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it still was at his house after the funeral, but there was something
the
about
reception.
that.
Yeah,
I know my dad was talking about it, but like it's been mentioned as a general rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to know that shit, like be involved.
Mm-hmm.
If not, okay, bye. This belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit, there's some deep family stuff in that Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like like I was saying, like there's like a lot of people like that you wouldn't even expect that come out and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm a level 32 Freemason, and so I don't think that it gets too nefarious.
Tom DeLonge,
yeah, right. Like I bet you he's like a level 30 or 31 or something like that, and I doubt he's a Satanist, right? But it gets up to that thing where it's like, who knows how it happens, but it's like, okay, you get to level 32 and then they probably get something, in there, where you're at the certain parties and then maybe something happens where they like maybe film you doing something with an underage person or whatever. Right. And then it's like, oh, your career could be ruined, or we'll keep it a secret. And why don't you join us and, bump up a level? We'll invite you even to level 33. Right. And then all of a sudden now you get in there and it's like, oh, okay, they're going to keep my secret and I'm going to learn some extra secrets and whatever. And then you're in there and it's like, oh shit, this is dark. But they're like, oh, now we need you to do this because we already have you doing that,
Yeah.
Now they just step it up and get you more indoctrinated into it. Right. And like probably reward you quite heavily along the way. Like I've heard that, I heard somebody said it a little while ago, but they were like, basically you get paid. Like they pay you, I think, when you get up to these higher levels, like you get like fucking $200,000 a year or something like that as a Freemason, like as a high level Freemason. I don't know where the money's coming from, but
my my grandfather, who was a Shriner, and you only become Shriner when you're high level.
Yeah, I think you have to be a 32 at least.
His day job was union steward for a crane union.
Right.
And he had 8 children. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the money weighed itself out. Like, you're a union steward for a crane union where you have to travel around the country and, stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense. But that also makes sense that it would shake hands with the Freemasons.
Right.
Cranes and building, like stacking the stones and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you belong here. And I know that it was Freemasonry in the family that put him into that line of work, because the grandfather before was just military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was just Scottish military before that.
Scottish, no doubt, hey? That's interesting too, because that's like the core Freemasonry is like the Scottish rite.
That's where it all comes from in my family.
Yeah.
Well, my grandfather, his grandfather was just Canadian military.
Okay.
His father was Scottish military, became Canadian military. The Scottish military told him to come here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like as a spy?
No, as like set up Hamilton.
Okay.
We're starting a city. We need you there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. His offer was tax free. So yeah, within my lineage, within this city, we got to live here tax free for a period of time. I think until wars happen. Yeah, the First World War.
You should see if you guys have some like family deeds or some plot of land that's still in your family name or something like that. That'd be cool.
No.
Turns out Dundurn Castle's under your name.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. No, looked into it thoroughly. The family, because like I mentioned, my grandfather had 8 children.
Right.
So the family's just so large and just spread all over the place. Any claim that I have is the same that many other people. It's gonna be broken up to where I'll get $1 maybe.
$1, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that's floating out there that I kind of want is my great grandfather's that was in the Canadian military. He had a bugle.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a bugle player.
Bugle boy.
Yeah. He was like a closeted musician. Like he did all the military stuff. He also worked for National Steel Car making trains.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And that's how he was able to smoke cigarettes and drink beer, was go down to a bar and play for money.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Hop on a piano back in the old days.
Back in the old days. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, well, you had a video, but we are pretty late in the night.
What time is it? What are we looking at?
After 11.
After 11? Far after 11? Or oh yeah, it's like almost midnight, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we should wrap her up here then, maybe, and we'll start fresh next week.
Yeah, a lot of weird bullet points to turn into a song.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see what this one sounds like.
Yeah, feed it to the AI and see what it can fucking come up with for that.
Yeah.
Rockefeller's Delight. That's what you should. That's what you should call it. Rockefeller Delight.
Rockefeller Delight. So it should be like kind of hip hop ish, or
yeah. You know, like Rapper's Delight, right? But it'll be Rockefeller's Delight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop.
Oh yeah. No, I got you. I'll see what I can come up with.
That'd be cool.
Because I still got to write the lyrics, right?
Yeah. So do like a hip hop song, you know, about Rockefeller and like in the theme of
everything we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to take all those bullet points and start thinking, sip on a coffee. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on the Conspiracy Wars.
Catch you on the flip side.